Hey, it's 10:30 on Friday. I was up pretty late last night. I went to this tap room bar last night to eat. I was designated driver, so I couldn't drink. Um, Food was okay. Watched the Warriors NBA Finals and Boston go head to head. Warriors won. Um, I'm not a basketball fan by any means. Still, it was a good game. Um, yeah. Uh, I'm still exhausted. A friend and I were supposed to go running today. We ended up not running. Um, he decided that his mom needed help with something, so that's that. Um, Basically, slow to move this morning. Um, Not too much in the way of getting things done yet. We have open house here tomorrow for the house. Not looking forward to it. Um, have to be out of the house for like 3 hours. Just I could go into Aikido practice. I could go into the city and get and practice for a bit. So maybe that's what I'll do. Um, yeah, I think that's what I'll end up doing. Um, what else is going on here? Yeah, just slow to move this morning. I don't know what else to. I have this mild headache. Uh, it's pretty dull, but it's just enough to make me want to lay down and keep my eyes shut for a bit. I could probably take an aspirin and get back on my feet. Might end up doing that. What else is going on here? I had some sort of dream last night. Trying to remember the particulars of it. A little iffy. Can't quite recall what it was about. I rarely dream these days. I daydream quite often. Um, but yeah, I can't remember exactly what happened last night with that dream. It was really weird. Um, yeah. What else we got going on here? So, 21st, it's back to Brooklyn Mirage or Evan Gardner. I think it's the same facility, but the same venue, but to see Dead Mouse, and then following that, Above and Beyond. So I'm really excited for that. It's gonna be fun. Um, I think it's July 9th. And Juno Deeps. Yeah. And then September, Afterlife. There's probably more shows I could go to, but I don't want to pump too much in while I have work and stuff to do. So um, I'm just kind of prioritizing things. Um, what else is going on here? Yeah. Uh, Stupid headache. Uh, yeah. Trying to think here. Um, Gonna have to do a little cleaning today, reorganizing for the open house. Not looking forward to doing that. Not looking forward to it at all. Yeah, house gets old. I went. Oh yeah. That's. I went to a online support group yesterday, and it was okay. It was okay. I didn't divulge too much in all my history, my details and stuff, but I think I covered enough stuff for like one day. Um, I think it was just good to be around others that that have issues, trying to open up the emotional door a little bit, trying to get bad or ill feelings away. Um, what else? Yeah, I don't know. Um, I'm trying to think. Play a little Diablo 2 Resurrected this morning. I went to Countess and I grabbed an Ort rune, a whole Ort rune. Yeah, it sucked. But that was after all that. After 5 levels of Tower Cellar, I finally get to 5, and it's just in hell, and it's just shit. It's an Ort rune. After all that. Um, what else? Yeah, just editing photos. I edited a couple of photos this morning. I'm almost done with this a set that I did on what was it? I can't remember the date, but it was about a week or two ago. And to be honest, I made one crucial mistake. I left the zoom lens on manual focus without realizing it. So I wasn't adjusting. And so, like, half the set came out of focus. I did what I could in Photoshop to kind of cheat it out. And I realized that for some of those shots, there's nothing I could do. There's not even with HDR toning can I really make up for the loss of detail. Um, so with that, the other half came out great though. The other half of the set came out great. Um, yeah. So I'm almost done wrapping that up, and then I have another like 2,000 photos to go through, and it's just a lot of work. Um, yeah. I ended up buying a copy of Photoshop CS6. Um, I wanted to buy a licensed copy so that Adobe can't say to me later on, you don't have a licensed copy of Photoshop CS6 when you did your editing. You can't say that to me now. I don't want to use their cloud service. I don't think anybody really wants to use their cloud service. They kind of made it a requirement to use any new versions of Photoshop. Um, that's the way it is with businesses these days. They all want you to use their cloud and do your stuff online. I'm not interested. I want my shit on my hard drive. Sorry, that's just the way it is. I want a physical copy of my hard drive. I don't want it in your cloud. I don't want my shit in your cloud. I don't want to have to buy more space on your cloud because I've done like 100 gigabytes worth of photo editing. So no, go away with that shit. Um, Not fair to us as the consumer either, for us to be like kind of coerced into that. For anybody that's like used Photoshop for decades, it's just like, well, you lost me. I'll just use GIMP. I'll use anything else but your product because you just like decided to force me to use your cloud. And meanwhile, they cut off support for Photoshop CS. They don't care. They deleted all the drivers and shit off the website, and they just don't care. They don't care. You can't even find it on Pirate Bay, which sucks. Um, Yeah, but it sucks that you can't even find the drivers anywhere else. Any of the updates or drivers and shit, you just can't find it. You can't find it anymore. I looked pretty fervently. I could. There were some omissions too on the Google search. And I tried other venues or other engines to see if I could find anything. Uh, couldn't find it. Um, you know what sucks about that? It's almost a censorship thing. You know, um, in my opinion, it's a censorship. It's a freedom of speech issue because you look at all the old software, and some of that software functioned better and was more compatible and had more features. Some of it had more features. They rolled back shit. They've rolled back shit sometimes. Um, than what is out there now. So, that being said, like for example, your phone, you used to be able to check your IP addresses to see who was logging in, who was on board the phone. Now there's privacy restrictions. You can't check the IP anymore. I don't think you ever could on the Apple iPhones. I'm not sure about that, but I know on Androids you were capable of looking at your IP addresses to see who was communicating with the phone. Now they don't allow it at all. Um, I mean, I'm not by any means a hacker myself because my limitations are just that I can monitor my network. I know, you know, how to do that pretty much and kind of like check on things. Um, but I'm not the type that gets an IP address and then just starts like brute forcing the IP address. I don't know. I don't even know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. You know. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. I'm sure there's hundreds of thousands of guys that do or that did. I don't think you can do that shit anymore because of all the Windows 11 restrictions, all the security restrictions. I don't think I think you could still try, but I think it's very hard now. Unless you grab a Trojan in there or some shit. I don't know. Damn script kiddies out there. What are you doing? What are you doing? Who are you fooling with that script kiddie shit? Um, I had some interest in it when I was younger, and I got blasted with a hacker back in like 2005. This guy's been after me for years. He just does not like me at all. Deleted. He got into my email, deleted my some like really crucially important emails, and then just like kept. Finally, like I think it was like 10, 20 years later, the guy like stalked me or something, and just, like I had, I don't know. They hacked my previous phone 3 times, so I have a theory about that too because there was a communique through the app that said user is using um, NTA user app or something. There was a whole message that came out on the thing, so it might have been feds. Wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised either if they did. Um, yeah, wouldn't be surprised. Um, but yeah, just a lot of work to do today, and I really have to. It's what? That's all. It's 10:45, so give myself another 5 minutes in bed, and then have like an aspirin. Get up. Um, Kind of glad I didn't have to go running today. I didn't really want to. Uh, First of all, I was gonna have to drive over to this location, this park, and I don't know how traffic's gonna be today. It's Father's Day weekend, and I already noticed that at like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night, um, there's been a lot of traffic during the week. So for me, like usually when I go online, it's around 9 o'clock at night, and I'll drive to about 5, 6 a.m. Um, when I see more traffic at night than I do during the day, that's a problem for me. That's a problem for me. So, because that's the whole reason I go out at that late, is that there's virtually no traffic, or significantly less of it. Um, Crazy thing happened to me. Headed over to LaGuardia to drop off a rider. Um, I'm in the left lane. I'm going down. I think it's Service Road. Service Road parallel to the highway to the 495, and this guy did a left on red in my lane, and I'm just like, I had to stop short. The guy behind me honked, but he went a left on red, man. Like, I mean, granted, it was 3 a.m. I guess he suspected that nobody would know or nobody would be there. But this ain't the quarantine anymore, man. You can't do shit like that. So whoever that was, that in the silver Honda or whatever you were in, not cool, man. Don't do left on reds. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Never do it. It's completely illegal, first of all. And if I had been a cop, I would have definitely ticketed you for it. So don't do that. What else? Any other road incidents I could think of? I've noticed typically, like, I've got cars that are very aggressive toward me. I don't know if I'm getting targeted or what, but they will edge into my lane and come up against the car. Some of these guys will even try to push me out of the way, or hit deliberately. Like, they will, like, and then speed off like they're trying to hit me. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, you really want to start an accident just because, like, I was driving a little slower than you, man? Like, just because I'm in a smaller car, a compact, pretty much? Like, you gotta tease me with that shit? Not cool. Not cool at all. Not cool. I've seen a lot of, like, stupid accidents too, and road rage incidents. I got run off the road on Nassau Expressway. Uh, this guy just, like, butted into my lane and completely. I had to go on the shoulder. He went into my lane. He honked at me, and it's just like, fuck you, guy. You know. Meanwhile, I had a rider with me, which is even crazier. And I had to apologize to the rider for that. And she's like, no, it's okay. They do it to me all the time. Like, they do? Fucking crazy. Fucking crazy shit. And that was toward Far Rockaway, and that's a terrible place to drive in. Narrow streets, freaking one-ways everywhere. Weird setup, weird grid. A lot of late drivers too, so don't like driving in Far Rockaway or having to deal with the tolls down there if I have to go to Atlantic Ave, or Atlantic Beach rather. What else is going on with all that? Yeah, and those Far Rockaway trips do not pay out well at all. They pay out less than if I were to do 2 local trips or 3 local trips, whatever it would be, in the same amount of time. So it just doesn't pay out for me to go to Far Rockaway. Hate doing it. Don't like doing it. What else? I like going out east because there's less traffic headed out at east, and I can usually pick up a rider or two out there too, and not just end up going one way. It sucks to go out west because it's a one-way trip for me. It's one way. Rideshare hell is what I call that shit, man. Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, all that shit is rideshare hell. I've had to back out of one-ways in Brooklyn and Queens and fucking the Bronx, because somebody was double parked and I couldn't get through, and it's just like, really, you're really gonna double park in a one-way
where the street's too narrow for me to get around you, like that's illegal, bro. That's not fair to other drivers. You know, you got your hazards on. You're fucking with people, man. You're fucking with people. You're fucking with yourself too. Because I mean, if somebody wants to slip through and scratches up your shit, I guess you don't care. You know, I guess you don't care about that shit. But I certainly would. I certainly would. I mean, that's my ride, and you're just gonna like double park. Fucked up, fucked up out there, man. Um, they need to stop doing that shit. They really do, because first of all, if you can't find parking, go the fuck somewhere else. Go somewhere else. Okay, you don't double park at 3 a.m. expecting that no traffic's gonna come down that road. Um, and if you're doing it to protect some shit, you know what I mean? Like you're whatever you're trying to guard, which I suspect that's part of the reason they do that is that they're guarding something. Um, Not cool, not cool to do that. Um, like for me, um, if I had some kind of authority in that on the road, I would have your shit towed. I'd have your shit towed. If you're there for like 2 hours, an hour with your hazards on, oh, I guess something's wrong. All right, let's get a tow. Let's get a tow for this guy. Next thing you know, psh, you run outside with your, oh, just sorry, man. You were out here for 2 hours, double parked. I thought something was wrong. My bad. My bad. I'm serious, man. Like you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that out there. It's not fair. It's not fair to us ride shares. It's not fair to taxis. It's not fair to other drivers. Um, you know, just not fair. Not cool to do that. I have plenty of rideshare stories, but there was one that really like threw me off. Like this one guy, this was like months ago now. This one guy was behind me going down. It was running parallel to Queens Boulevard. It wasn't Queens Boulevard, but it was running parallel, and it was a one way. It was a narrow street. Um, and this guy, like, he wanted to get around me. He was tailing me. He was tailing me pretty hard, and I got the message, like, you need to get around me. Okay, all right. So let me. So what I did was I parked on the side. I found an opening. I parked on the side. And this guy went through every red light I could see. Like he went through every fucking red light. So either the car was stolen or he just didn't give a shit. Probably both. Probably he didn't give a shit that he stole the car, just that he stole it. He wanted to get away. So every fucking red light this guy went down, man. It was in a Beamer or some shit. I mean, no offense to BMW drivers. Well, actually, plenty of offense to BMW and Mercedes drivers. You all drive way too aggressively. You all drive way too aggressively out there. You're really, I mean, like, I know your cars are powerful and everything, and they handle better than a Chevy Cruze, but you guys, like, you get very aggressive out there, and you really push, and you really, like, I'm not going to go into some of the incidents, but 90% of the time, whenever I've seen somebody speeding or cutting people off, it was either in a Mercedes or a Beamer. Um, like, I know you all are wealthy and you can afford to take the hit on your insurance and all that without consequence, but I'm a ride share man. I can't tolerate that shit. I hug that right lane to avoid shit like that. You guys are all like trying to push me into another lane. In fact, I've been pushed into other lanes by BMW drivers. So that's just not cool. That is not cool at all, man. So disappointed to see that goes on. In fact, I'm not even going to go into the Cross Island Parkway incident, but there was some shit went down on that between that Cross Island and the blind curve going to the Southern State, the Dead Man's Bend, as they would call it. I'm not going to even go into that, but that was fucked up. That was pretty fucked up. But the two BMW drivers, I'm not going to go into what the incident was, but they basically ran me into the left lane. Um, Not cool. Not cool. Um, you know, just they targeted the car. They targeted the car. That was crazy. You know. So, um, what else we got going on here? Yeah, it's almost 12. I better wrap this up. Um, so yeah, just chilling out here. About to take some aspirin, get my ass up. So, um, yeah, stay safe out there on the road. Don't tempt fate. Don't tempt it because I'll end up either you or I'll end up dead. No kidding. There's been so many deaths on the road, and I've seen so many. I mean, you could lose control of the car at 30 miles an hour, and these guys are pushing 70, 80. Some of them 3 a.m. 100 miles an hour, and they don't care that they're going to lose. They're you're losing control of the car when you do that. But when you, I mean, at any time there could be a mechanical failure, and boom, that's it. All you need is the suspension to go, or a tire to pop on you, or your shocks to just fucking flip out, or whatever it is, man. You know, that's it. That's it. You at 100 plus miles an hour. You go into that divider, you're fucked. You're fucked. I don't care who you are. Like your airbag's not. It's not gonna save you from that shit. You're gonna go right through the divider at 100 miles an hour. You're gonna plow right through it. You're gonna be gone. So don't do that shit. Uh, I did have a 3 a.m. ride out to Manhattan going toward the Midtown Tunnel. And I saw in my in the left shoulder, an SUV just plowing past 100. And my two riders with me, and even the riders were like, wow, that's reckless. That's so reckless. Like, you're really going to push 100 going toward, I mean, first of all, you're on the fucking 495, which even at 3 a.m. there's traffic now, but you're really gonna tempt fate like that. You're really gonna just blast through there, and I mean, I'm sure it's a joke to you, but whoever that driver was, not gonna be a joke if you lose control of that car and plow into somebody else or the divider. So, I'm just talking from that safety standpoint, man. Um, I see even these fucking truck drivers really pushing hard too, and it's just like I get you want to get out of the city, or you need to get into the city before the build up. I'll tell you, by 5 a.m. heading into the city, it's backed up because everybody has the same idea. Let me leave earlier so I can avoid the traffic going in. Can't do it anymore. Everybody's out driving. That's it. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this thing up here and get back to taking care of business here during the day. All right, see you guys around.